glass, funding holes for vital programs that the appropriators had to fix. And that's why we need the information in a timely fashion. Most of your mandatory funding requests are for what you call presidential priorities: Golden Dome, drone dominance, munitions, the defense industrial base. What the administration submitted to us for these programs was a 28-page document, and that's not enough to properly explain $350 billion in funding. These programs will not be completed in one fiscal year, and they will have tails. That will put our department and our committee in a very difficult situation next Congress. Finally, as the chair did, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our service members, active duty, National Guard, and Reserve components. They serve with honor and distinction, and I want to especially acknowledge those who have served in harm's way, including those who have fallen and who have been injured in Operation Epic Fury. Their families need to know that we will never forget them and that they have our enduring gratitude and support. Gentlemen, I look forward to your testimony. Mr. Chair, I yield back.
Thank you, Ms. McCollum. Before we hear from our witness, I'd like to recognize the distinguished chairman of the full committee, my good friend, Chairman Tom Cole, for any opening comments.
Thank you, Chairman Calvert, Ranking Member McCollum, my good friend, Ranking Member Rosa DeLore, and all the members here. And welcome, Mr. Secretary and General Kane, to the committee, and we appreciate all of you. And certainly you as well, Under Secretary Hurst. I didn't mean to leave you out there. I joined Chairman Calvert and members of the subcommittee by saying at the outset of this hearing that the men and women of our armed forces are the finest in the world. They deserve our full support and our commitment to giving them the resources they need that will keep them ready for the fights of today and tomorrow. Without hesitation, I recognize that a strong, agile, and effectively funded defense is not a mere priority, it is a necessity. The current threat environment facing the United States is as serious and as layered as anything I have witnessed during my time in Congress. The convergence of challenges from China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran demands that we all work together with a level of seriousness and urgency that frankly has not always characterized our defense debates in recent years. On the budget, I firmly believe that adequate and stable defense funding is a national imperative. And yet funding alone is not enough. Every dollar must reflect clear priorities, operational effectiveness, and strategic urgency. This subcommittee has a responsibility to ask hard questions about priorities, program performances, and whether the department's acquisition processes are keeping pace with the speed at which our adversaries are moving. To that end, I certainly associate myself with Chairman Calvert's concerns about a bifurcated funding of the Department of Defense. We have questions on the assumption of mandatory funding in the department's request. We need you to be a partner with us on this front. Transparency and communication are critical to ensuring that we are aligned as closely as we can be with your needs. And frankly, I do worry in the future, and I hope you address this in your remarks. This is the second reconciliation package for defense. And that creates cliffs for this committee in the future. At some point, that funding disappears, and we would have a massive increase in discretionary funding to sustain it. So how we do that going forward, when we do that, is a major concern for this committee, certainly for me personally. I also want to speak directly about the issue of our allies and partners. American power is most effective when it's exercised in concert with like-minded nations who share our interests and our values. As we look back on 250 years of our exceptional history, the truth of that statement is apparent over and over. From those who stood by us in our fight for independence to the shared mission against evil during World War II, tyranny falls when free nations stand together. America first has never meant America alone. American strength is not diminished when allies shoulder their share. It's multiplied, and we must continue to sharpen our strategic advantages. And I commend you for working to make sure that our partners are beginning to step forward. NATO remains a critical pillar of collective defense, while our alliances across the Indo-Pacific are indispensable to building a credible deterrent against rising aggression in that region. I'm interested today in hearing how this budget strengthens those partnerships and how the department's working to ensure that our allies are investing at levels commensurate with the threats that they, as well as we, face together. The bottom line is simple. We always hope for peace while maintaining the strength to defend it. We're committed to ensuring our military remains unmatched, our adversaries deterred, and the American people protected. Secretary Hegseth and General Kane, we look forward to your candid dialogue. The American people are counting on us to get this right, and I look forward to being a partner with you in that effort. Again, I thank you for being here today, and I thank you all for your distinguished service to our country. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to turn now to the ranking member of the full committee, Mr. Lauro, for any opening comments.
Thank you very much, Chairman Calvert and Ranking Member McCollum, and good to be with you, Chairman Cole and Secretary Hegseth and General Kane and Undersecretary Hurst. Welcome to the committee. The President is requesting $1.5 trillion in defense funding for the coming fiscal year. $1.5 trillion is an extraordinary sum of money. Congress and the American people have concerns about what you plan to do with this money. In fact, we have concerns about what you are doing with the more than $1 trillion you already have from last year's appropriations and reconciliations bills. How much will the President's, quote, skirmish in CENTCOM cost? I know at a recent hearing, $25 billion was cited, but we don't know what that includes or for what time period. This was only supposed to last 6 weeks. We have thus far been unable to get any reliable information as to the true cost of this war. The current ceasefire is tenuous at best, with attacks on Gulf nations happening just over the weekend. The President